Is there leverage we can bring to bear somewhere else in our relationship with China that can cause them to back off this extraordinary act of aggression, in fact, towards their neighbors, towards Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, all of these other countries that surround the South China Sea? And of course, Japan, if you extend it into the East China Sea.
Well, first of all, as you know, the Chinese just announced they're going to construct another aircraft carrier. There is no better indication of an ambition to be able have the ability to project power than the acquisition of an aircraft carrier. The good news is that the Chinese have alarmed their neighbors to a point where they are now coalescing with us in a way that a few years ago we wouldn't have think was possible. The Japanese and the Koreans finally have resolved this comfort women issue, which plagued their relationship for years. I just met with the foreign minister and defense minister of the Philippines. There was a decision made by the Philippine Supreme Court, which will allow them to be much more active with us, military exercises, even rotational bases, maybe. The Chinese behavior has united the ASEAN countries in a way that years ago we would not have thought possible. And even though people, the conventional wisdom of the Chinese see around the corner of history and take the long view, well, they have alienated and alarmed literally every one of their neighbors, not the least of which is the Vietnamese.
We've had this rather tepid response with the freedom of navigation, and as you described it, you know, sort of denying it, or that we'd even sent a ship through. Now we have a new dimension, which is the aerial one, where Vietnam is having its airspace violated, while China says, no, no, this is all Chinese airspace now, because they have a property out there, way down to 2,000 kilometers away or something in the South China Sea. What should our response be to this?
Well, of course we should condemn it for what it is. And by the way, the Philippines have a case before the court now, International Court, concerning Chinese violations. And since the Chinese have said they would disregard any verdict, I think we know what the likely verdict is. But we have to strengthen those alliances. We have to have more training, such as we have at the base in Australia, where we rotate in and out, not the old conventional base with the school and the hospital, but rotation in with of various units with training and exercises, closer relations with them, and condemnation through the Chinese are sensitive to world opinion. And finally, if it's absolutely necessary, then we need to look at some of our relationships with China. It is unacceptable for any nation to act in violation of all international law, which they